Do we even have time for
Let's just. Hello, beautiful morning to you, and welcome to another edition of the Weekend Show right here on your darling station ABS TV.
Yeah, you're very welcome. This is a brand new week. I would say a new week for victory. A week of victory because last week was elections,
Yeah.
David. So it's a week of victory for us, for you. Yeah, for those who won, for we who won, and for those who did not win but then ended up being alive. But because we know the history of elections in Nigeria, it's actually most times a very volatile time, a time of violence. But Anambra State election was very peaceful. So you and I made it back to the stage.
Yes, and like we usually do it right here on the show, we bring you the light moments for the week. But because the conversations are still around what happened in that Saturday election and what will follow now that the Independent National Electoral Commission has actually announced the winner of that election, what are we expecting in the next time, in the next 4 years when it starts on March 17, 2026. But before then, also in the interim, what also happens? That will be the focus of our discussions on the Weekend Show this morning. I am David Okwakwasile.
And my name is Oluchi Kalo Emeka. First, let's bring you press review this morning.
Hello, you're welcome back. Like we told you, it's still the Weekend Show. We'll begin from how we do it this morning on ABS website, where the stories are the stories, making the better stories on ABS website this morning. Mrs. Soludo calls for collective efforts in tackling challenges of diabetes. Former Governor Biano is alive. Soludo Adenoba confirmed. Anambra State government arrests suspected illegal revenue collectors. One Youth, Two Skills. Anambra State government inaugurates implementation committee of cooperative startup program. Those are the stories that we have this morning on ABS website news.
Then we'll go straight to the dailies this morning, starting with the Vanguard newspaper. And then, on top of the page of the Vanguard newspaper, we have a story, Court holds PDP convention. It will go on, but the judge insists. Clashes with Wike Lamido. And then we also have Blue Economy, Worry, Cocoa Pots, Splash turnaround time, road Lagos congestions. And then we also have, this one is an inside, I think maybe in the Inside magazine, Home Affairs says, customers, why prostitution thrives in a hypocritical society. I'd like to read that. And
We'll get to look at this topic all of these days.
All right, so the major rider for the paper, economy experts disagree with federal government on performance. Nigeria's economic improvement largely on paper, says Action Aid. Stability not enough. We are in very embarrassing situation, said Michael. Then we also have Nigeria still in debt trap. Economy has not turned corner, says Adori financial analysis. And then we have economy looks healthier in charts than it feels in household, says Egbomade. Yeah, and then finally, still on the major rider, economic reforms. We are on the right path, says Muda Yusuf. We have Wike versus Yerima the soldier, trending over the week. Tinubu intervenes, peace returns to Abuja, disputed land. Tinubu reappoints Buba Marwa as NDLEA boss. Federal government clears 3.9 billion naira pension backing. And finally, the last but not the least, Air Peace counts $15 million lost after lessor pulls out 3 aircraft. That's it from the busy front line of the Vanguard newspaper.
And from the Vanguard newspaper, we look at the Saturday Punch this morning. And the big story there is the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party. Convention, 4 PDP governors storm Ibadan as INEC signals boycott. Lamido blames governors. Wike, Bode George clash over court ruling. State delegates arrive venue. We also have how life abroad humbled me, according to Omotola Kende. We also have here Abuja face of Wike allies, military veterans differ over calls for sanctions. That is looking at the Saturday Punch newspaper this morning.
And then we'll go straight to the next paper we have for you this morning, which will be the Guardian Trust newspaper. On the Guardian Trust newspaper.
Yes,
The Weekend Trust, yes, that's the a paper of the Daily Trust. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Weekend Trust newspaper. Bandits kill 16 vigilantes, kidnap 42 in Niger. Refuse defaces nation's capital. Amidst conflicting judgments, 3,000 delegates for PDP convention today. Then the major rider, Castina, peace deals without peace. And then finally, the last but not the least, how Nigerians lose fortunes to online scam. Yeah, I feel somebody needed to talk about that, and I'm happy. I'm happy the Weekend Trust decided to talk about online scams. So pick up that paper, read it up.
Yeah. And from the Weekend Trust, we look at the Guardian Weekend this morning. And the banner story is a contentious PDP convention, complex deals that frustrate opposition parties' revival. That's the big story on the Guardian Weekend this morning. We have other stories making the front page. On top of the masthead, we have campaign against hunger unites farmers, other stakeholders. Why Nigeria needs more universities after all. Get that on page 5 or on the back page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. We also have Spotlight on page 39 of the paper. Nuhu Ribadu from fighting graft to tendering nation's security. We also have here Worry, Cocoa Port revitalization will boost national equity, economic inclusion, according to the NPA, that is the National Ports Authority. We also have Akiolu tax government on better funding for education, special salaries for teachers. Other stories here, PDP crisis deepens as Damagun-led NWC ignores BOT's advice, court order against National Convention. NDLEA strengthens maritime operation as Tinubu reappoints Marwa for second tenure. Federal government targets 4.8 trillion naira gain from health sector renewal investment initiative. The writer there plans to reverse 850 billion naira yearly spending on medical tourism. We also have here Murik, others, for suspension of 15% fuel import tariff demand reversal. Those are the stories on this morning's front page of the Guardian Weekend.
Remember to stay abreast of happenings around you, Anambra State, Southeast Nigeria, and the global community at large. Stick with Anambra Broadcasting Service. But to read up details of those stories that made it to the headlines of the different dailies, you either visit the vendor closest to you or you stick with the platforms of the different daily companies.
Yes, and also for ABS, go to our website at www.absradiotv.com or any of our social media handles to get engaged, be part of what is happening in your state, and be part of the conversation.
All right, we'll take just a short break. When we return, we will be talking about how you and I can key into the second tenor glory. Don't go anywhere.